conflict in the Middle East is intensifying, with Israel pounding Lebanon. Hezbollah has accused Israel of masterminding the recent attacks, which led to multiple casualties in Lebanon. Pages used by Hezbollah members detonated across the West Asian country, killing 37 people and more than 3,000 wounded. What happened on Tuesday and Wednesday? I only want to give a summary. As you all know what happened, thousands of pages were targeted by the Israeli enemy, and they were all detonated at the same time. The enemy violated through this attack all the regulations, laws and red lines.
This is an established and committed crime about which there's no dispute, and there's no analysis, either technical or scientific, of the presence of explosive materials inside these devices. If it had been a technical error, the explosion would have occurred in a single device. But the simultaneous explosion of some 5,000 devices proves the presence of an element inside the device that caused these beepers to explode. This has caused physical damage to civilians.
The U.S. says it's involved in intensive diplomatic efforts to prevent an escalation of the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah.
We want to see the war end. And everything we've been doing since the beginning has been designed to prevent the conflict from escalating. We still believe, for instance, that there is a diplomatic path forward, that particularly up near Lebanon. And we still believe that while it is increasingly difficult, and we are certainly no closer to finality, that we believe a ceasefire deal and a negotiation to get the hostages out is still the best outcome.
Meanwhile, the South African government says it's ready to go back to the International Court of Justice on its case with Israel. It's accusing Israel of committing a genocide in Gaza.
The Department of Justice and also the Department of International Relations, they've released a statement in terms of the timelines that we are going to meet for submitting our responses. And if you remember, I think a week ago, there was an attempt from the Israel government side to say South Africa is not ready, we're not going to have a case. We've got countries who have joined South Africa in terms of our responses and joining the case in the ICJ, and we can give you a list of those countries, but I'll leave it to yourself as journalist to go and get the list and consolidate the list for yourself. But if you want, we can provide the list. You can just indicate in terms of the countries that have joined the case, South African case on that, and we are ready to respond. We are also emboldened by the decision at the UN, overwhelming decision that condemns the actions of Israel.
The war in the Gaza Strip began on 7th October when Hamas stormed into Israel and killed over 1,200 people and abducted 250 hostages. Since then, Israel has bombarded the Strip and displaced over 2 million people and killed over 41,000. Khayelihle Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.